The leader of the welcoming delegation suddenly jolted in shock, his eyes widening in panic as he exclaimed, "This is bad. That's the spaceship of the blood-marked wolf family, the Idrits, from the Silverstone Star Sector." Just as his words fell, the massive ship touched down safely on the ground. The leader's voice trembled with unease. That troublesome race. Didn't they say they'd be arriving this afternoon? Why are they here so early? Not far away, Lu Qinghe's face lit up with excitement as she beamed. This spaceship looks so imposing. She quickly raised her phone to include herself and the colossal ship in the frame. Everyone, look! This thing is almost as big as our city's entire sports complex. At that moment, the hatch of the ship opened, and a stairway descended. Leading the group was a member of a race that resembled werewolves. Seeing him, Lu Qinghe couldn't contain her excitement and cried out, "Wow, they look so cool." The wolf-headed warrior, stepping off the ship, glanced in her direction. The next moment, his brows furrowed deeply, clear displeasure flashing across his face. Humph! Lu Qinghe's eyes sparkled as she snapped pictures and videos from every angle. So cool, so cool. I have to capture all of them. Finally, the wolf warrior lost his patience. His voice thundered with fury. Hey! What do you think you're doing? Seeing the blood-marked wolf Idrits surrounding Lu Qinghe, the delegation leader broke into a cold sweat. This is bad. Her actions will cause serious trouble. Without hesitation, he turned to his subordinates and shouted, "Quick, go! We can't allow a diplomatic incident here." The wolves blocked Lu Qinghe's path, their massive and threatening figures towering over her. She looked up, bewildered. Huh! What's happening? Then, all at once, they tilted their heads back and let out a chilling howl. Lu Qinghe froze on the spot. What? What are they doing? With werewolves closing in tightly around her, her instincts screamed danger. Fear gripped her chest. She realized she might have caused disaster. Trembling, she curled in on herself, too afraid to move. Why are they surrounding me like this? The wolf warrior raised his clawed hand, sharp talons gleaming. His voice dripped with menace. You will pay for your insolence. In the next instant, his terrifying aura erupted as he lunged, clawing straight at Lu Qinghe. Face your punishment. Just then, the delegation leader hurried forward, blocking Lu Qinghe with his own body. Wait. Please wait. He pleaded breathlessly. She didn't know your customs. She didn't mean any offense. The ignorant are blameless. Please forgive her. The Earth group rushed over in alarm. Lu Dahai called out anxiously, Qinghe, are you in trouble? The wolf warrior sneered arrogantly, pointing at himself as he bellowed, We, the great blood-marked wolf Idrits, have never allowed anyone to film or photograph us. His eyes blazed as he continued, Such an act is an insult and mockery, and must be cleansed with punishment. Lu Dahai's jaw dropped. What? It's that serious? Jing Yufan quickly wrapped her arms around Lu Qinghe, trying to comfort her. A member of the delegation leaned in close to explain in a hushed voice, What the blood-marked wolves hate most is being filmed or photographed. They believe it's a deeply disrespectful act. In fact, they've slaughtered people before for doing exactly this. He added grimly, Because of this taboo, they've clashed with countless media outlets and even fought bloody battles with powerful factions. Hearing this, Lu Qinghe grew even paler. Tears welled up in her eyes. Mom, what should I do? Xin Yufan held her tightly. Don't be afraid. The diplomatic envoy is still negotiating for us. On the other side, the delegation leader was fiercely arguing with the wolf warrior. Another staff member turned to Lu Dahai's group, his face grave. This is bad. They say only blood and a severed head can wash away the shame. Everyone gasped in horror. Lu Dahai's voice cracked. What? That's insane. His face went white with panic. What do we do now? We're just tourists. How were we supposed to know their customs? Xing Yufan cried, terrified. Can't you beg them to forgive us? Dong Qingxue frowned deeply, her voice sharp. Is there really no way to negotiate? The delegation staff's expression darkened. Those wolves are stubborn to the core. Unless the speaker himself intervenes, nothing will change. Just then, not far away, space itself cracked open. From the rift stepped Speaker Pavlov, his entire being radiating an extraordinary aura. The delegation immediately cried out in relief, "It's the speaker!" Pavlov cast a calm glance at his men. "You've worked hard. From here on, leave it to me." The officer straightened at once, replying with respect, "Yes, Counselor." Pavlov slowly approached Furry, hands clasped behind his back, voice steady yet commanding. "Blood-patterned wolf clan, stop. Hear me out." Furry's face twisted into a snarl, feral and unyielding. "Even if you, Counselor, plead for them, our clan will never compromise." Pavlov leaned closer, whispering something into Furry's ear. No one caught the words, but Furry's expression changed in an instant. His eyes widened in disbelief, his lips trembling. "What, immortal? Truly?" The next heartbeat, he threw his head back and let out a long, resonant howl. His clansmen followed, their voices blending into an eerie, united chant, as though exchanging messages only they could understand. Lu Daohai blinked blankly. What's happening now?" When the howls ended, the blood-patterned wolves dropped to one knee in unison. Their voices boomed together, "We beg forgiveness." Furry pressed his clawed hand to his chest, bowing with grave respect. "Noble friends, forgive the ignorance and disrespect we displayed. We beg you to accept the blood-patterned wolf clan's sincerest apology." Everyone stared in stunned silence. Lu Qinghe was utterly lost. "Huh? Wait, what just happened?" Dong Qingshui, standing nearby, couldn't hide her astonishment. So it wasn't Pavlov's authority that forced them to submit. But the shadow of Lu Xing's reputation, still trembling, Lu Qinghe raised her hand timidly. "So? Does this mean I can still take pictures of you guys?" Furry froze for a second. Then his face broke into a dazzling grin, radiant as the sun itself. He gave her a big thumbs up. "Of course you can. Absolutely." But after a pause, he spun around and barked an order at his clan. "No, this alone isn't enough to show our sincerity. Brothers, strike a pose." In an instant, the fearsome warriors swarmed around Lu Qinghe, crowding in with goofy, playful stances, flexing, grinning, even crouching like pets. The delegation leader was dumbfounded. "Photos? With the blood-patterned wolves? That's their greatest taboo. This is unreal." Furry even scooped Lu Qinghe onto his massive arm, lifting her up like a trophy. "All right, boys. Give me your best look." The entire scene was surreal beyond belief. Tomorrow's headlines in the Amok Federation were guaranteed. The delegation leader muttered in disbelief, "What kind of background do these travelers even have?" Even the counselor won't say a word. A few days later, a new starship approached Amok Star. Lu Xing disembarked at the harbor, casually scrolling through his social feed. Qinghe's latest post filled his screen. Photos with alien friends. Attached were dozens of cheerful shots of her surrounded by the once feared blood-patterned wolves. The comments rolled in fast. "How on earth did you manage this?" Qinghe replied, "It started with a little misunderstanding." Another comment urged, "Take more pictures." She answered simply, "Okay." Seeing her laughing so freely beside the wolf warriors, Lu Xing couldn't help but chuckle. So fast, and she's already making friends with aliens. I worried my parents might feel out of place in the cosmos, but I underestimated their adaptability. His mood lifted, he thought to himself. With amongst science and medicine, extending my parents' lives to 1,000 years is simple. Add martial arts training, and they could live even longer. The greatest pain is when children wish to honor their parents, only to find them gone. I won't let that regret ever happen. He stepped off the ship. Waiting at the docks was Pavlov. Smiling warmly, "Welcome back, Lu Xing. Judging from your look, you've gained much." He then gestured to a man beside him. "The martial arts genius exchange tournament begins in a few days. You'll be the star. This is Zulu, Supreme Commander of the Warfront." Lu Xing greeted him with a polite nod. "An honor to meet you." Ikoja, standing nearby, added solemnly, "Leo, the interstellar SSS-class fugitive, wanted across 8-star regions, has finally fallen, along with his stellar bandit syndicate. Thanks to you, Lu Xing. I've received over 200 letters of gratitude from other sectors these past days. Arlen's eyes widened. That man was a peak tier 11 powerhouse. Battle-hardened in the abyssal realm. Even as a deserter, his strength was monstrous. I could never have slain him alone. And yet you did. Ikoja nodded. Indeed. The Dark Butterfly sector once dispatched 3 tier 11 enforcers to capture him, but he still escaped. In your hands, he didn't even leave ashes behind. Truly. An immortal tier feat. Ulu raised his thumb, his voice booming with praise. A tier 10 slaying a peak tier 11? Extraordinary. A true prodigy. Lu Xing accepted the praise with humility. Thank you. But tell me, what exactly is the abyssal realm? Could you explain it in detail?